This is Jablam Hockey with your hosts, Peter Wojcicki and Paul Swinbeck. Welcome to Jablam Hockey, folks. I'm your host, Peter Wojcicki. You can find me on Twitter at Russian98, and I'm with
Paul Zwambag. Find me at Zwambag, ZWAMBAG, on the Twitter sphere. How's it going, Peter?
Pretty good. You can actually maybe tell my voice is actually kind of getting better. It's 3 days of my antibiotics, and I'm feeling a little better on the throat area.
Nice.
Yes, so that's good. All right. Again, everybody, if you're not following our show, we're in transition. We got the website. It's going. Go check us out there, jablamhockey.com. We got everything there. We got our team ISOs are on there. All of our episodes are on there. This week's Saturday's picks, which will be on later on this episode, they will be on there. So check it out, folks. And again, we're still on Facebook and our Twitter. And again, on Facebook, same thing, Jablam Hockey. All right, what do we got for this episode? We've got the World Cup rosters. We're going to be telling you who we like on the teams, what we think of them, and maybe even players that should be on the teams. Obviously, they're not full, but we're going to tell you that. Also, we got the fantasy up and down, getting you ready for the playoffs. Paul's got a tip for you. We got Team ISO. We're doing the Pittsburgh Penguins. Paul will be happy about that. And we got a few injuries and Saturday's picks at the end. All right, trending now. The Ducks are first in the Pacific. 10 straight wins, franchise best. Who didn't expect this?
Maybe a couple of us. At the beginning of the year, they did not look good. They did not play good hockey. But the roster they had to turn it around, and they definitely are playing excellent hockey right now. So Getzos playing well, Perry's playing well. So yeah, the Anaheim Ducks are a team to be reckoned with in the Western Conference now.
Yeah. I don't know. I still, they're the type of team that can do. I expected this. I expected a whole, maybe not 10 straight wins, but a couple of 4 or 5 wins lost here. 4 or 5 wins lost here. And I don't know why, but I automatically expected them to come back, at least be in the top 3. And like I said before, and when we were talking to them, even when they were struggling in December and stuff, I said, you know what, I still think they're going to maybe even win the division, and that's exactly what they're going to do. They're going to win this division.
Yeah, it's going to be a tight battle with the LA Kings for sure, but I'm going to go with the Kings. Maybe that's our next bet.
Maybe we should do that.
We should think about that one.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, okay, done. I'll take the Kings winning the Pacific Division.
And I got the Ducks. All right, the other team that's also doing well right now is Tampa. They're back up 2 now. They're following suit, 8 straight wins, first in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
How are they doing it, Paul?
They're playing real well. The triplet line is back and healthy. So that
healthy, that's the main thing.
Yeah, that really helps them. Stamkos is scoring like normal. And he's got, Nemesnikov's been up there for a while. He's been playing with Callahan. He played with for a bit, and Callahan was hot for the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, Nemesnikov was named to the Russian team, right? So
yeah,
that's going to make him happy.
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
Even what is it? Is Schuster technically the best defenseman that they have for his country? I think so.
Yeah, maybe.
Their team is looking pretty weak on the back end, but Schuster looks like he's probably the best defenseman for the Czech Republic, right? I don't know. We'll talk about that later. But there you go. They have a lot of different pieces, and they're all working well right now.
Yeah, and Ben Bishop is playing like an elite goalie. He's really taken the next step up, and he's put his name in with like the Lundqvist, the Corey Schneider, Carey Price, who's hurt, but he's definitely an elite goalie.
I think a lot of people, even like a month ago, they were questioning how good Stamkos was. But isn't he now like almost at 30 goals? He's still one of the elite scorers in the league.
Yeah, he's right up there. He's got 29 goals as of right now.
So He's a stud, and the team is solid. I won't be surprised for them if they win the division within the playoffs. Won't be surprised at all.
Yeah.
So watch out for that. And then we got Jaromir Jagr tying Gordie Howe, Mr. Hockey, for the third all time. Hey, he's only 38 points, I think, from being second best all time. There's a good chance he could do that next year.
Yeah, and it's remarkable these two guys are this high up because Gordie Howe played so many games in the
WHA.
WHA,
Yeah.
and he's got like 500 points in that league. So
Gordie Howe played till he was like 72, I think.
yeah,
Didn't
and Yager could do that too. Like
he? Yeah.
because everybody's like, oh, Yager's missed some time from lockouts and from KHL going over to the KHL, so he could be even higher on this list. But
Yeah.
Gordie Howe
But
did the same thing. So
and I think that reignited maybe even both of them because I know in the KHL it's roughly only about 60 games per season. So it's not as hectic a season. And I also think it rejuvenated him. Coming back, he was a totally different guy. He was a little bit more individualistic, you could say, before he left. And when he came back, he just loved to play hockey. And it looks like he loves playing with the younger players as well.
yeah, another guy that kind of wanted to play till he died was Alexei Kovalev, and he was the same type of player. He was very individualistic as well,
Yeah.
but he didn't change his game like Yager has.
Yeah.
Yager's a
Exactly.
fitness guru now. Like he came back from
Yeah.
the KHL probably in the best shape of his life.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
he's changed his habits and off ice routines and stuff, and that's kept him going. So, and I
He's a
think
beauty.
he just loves to play. You can see it out on the ice. He's
Yeah.
always smiling, always having a good time, always competing. He's still got that unbelievable puck possession. Can't get it off
That
his
reach.
stick. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's awesome to watch still.
He is amazing.
Yeah.
All right, then we go, which is odd. We'll talk about Yager in a little bit, but Luongo says there should be a 35 and older team in this World Cup tournament. What do you think about that, Paul?
Uh, I don't know if all the 35 plus guys would want to go to this tournament and play against like the North American young team, 23 and under.
Mm-hmm.
They would just skate in
Yeah.
circles on them. So maybe the old guys would like this just because they could play a tournament style game because like a Luongo, he's not going to make the Team Canada because Holtby, Price, there's a lot of young goalies now. So I think this is his push to try and get into these tournaments still. So it would be an
Yeah.
interesting lineup. There would be some pretty solid old guys on the team.
Yeah, it would be. We should have made one. I wasn't even thinking about that, but maybe we should make our own one and post it on our website.
Yeah, we could probably do that. Like maybe closer to when all the other rosters are set. Okay, I think the rosters get set like June 1st.
Yeah.
That's when they have to
All
be
right,
set.
let's
So
do
we'll,
that.
yeah,
Let's
we'll
make it.
we'll work on that.
Make a 35 and older team. All right, well, that leads us right into the World Cup rosters. So, what are the rosters for 2020? Wait, no. 2016. Wait, what? They've already agreed to 2020 to playing one?
Yeah, I don't understand what they're. What if this is a flop? It's not going to be.
Yeah.
But
I guess they're expecting this one to just blow everybody away, and it's going to be even better than it was before. I'm guessing, I guess.
I think it's
Gotta
they want to put people bidding on who's going to host it because
Yeah.
they've said that
Before.
they want to send it around to different countries. So I think this is
Yeah.
it's their push.
It's always been in Canada kind of thing, and maybe putting it around the world would be nice. Promote the league around the whole world.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, let's get into the rosters. We'll start with in Europe, and we'll go with Team Europe. So, number one question is, I'd like to know what the anthem is going to be.
Maybe the game-winning goal scorers country.
No. You know what they really should do? They should get like a DJ, like DJ Skrillex or something. That'd be cool. And he just gets all their the songs of each country and remixes them.
That would
Put a
be
little
interesting.
dubstep in there. How about that?
Yeah, what would they do? Maybe they're not doing anthems. Maybe that's going to be their thing that they don't do anthems at the World Cup.
Yeah. Well, you would still expect one. Usually they're at the beginning of the games, right?
Yeah,
And they're almost always in whoever wins gold, they play theirs. They got to do that. I can't see them not doing the anthem at that point. So interesting.
what do you think
All
these
right,
guys,
let's get into
the guys
yeah.
that we're about to name? What do you think their push is to play for Team Europe? They're not playing
Yeah,
for their country. They're playing with a bunch of other guys that they normally play against in the Olympics and stuff. Like I don't really get this Team Europe idea.
yeah. It's very odd. Even like you're playing for the your country. You're playing for the logo on your jersey. They're looking at what is this logo? I don't even know what's going on here. It's a hockey stick. I think there's an E on the one side. So it's a hockey stick with E Europe. I'll play for this weird logo that's on my jersey I've never seen before. Half teal, half navy bluish. Cool thing. All right, let's play.
Yeah, yeah. It
Have
doesn't
you
make.
seen the logo?
Yes, I have seen the logo, and it doesn't make any sense.
I kind of like the whole jersey, kind of the colors, and it's refreshing. It's very different. It's split down the middle because they're all from different countries, I guess. But it's funny and it's odd, but it's cute. It's all right. But the team, you know what? It's still a pretty good team because you're meshing all these countries together. They look pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I think this team's going to surprise a lot of teams. They're going to be like, Team Europe, they have nothing to play for, but maybe these guys just will have camaraderie and build a team together, and they'll play really well. And I think they might be a dark horse in this tournament. I'm going to peg
They,
them as a dark horse, definitely.
they got to be the number one dark horse in this because everybody would expect Team Europe to be even lower than even the young stars of North America, right? So
Yeah,
you got to expect them. But you know what? I think their hole is, and maybe in goaltending right now, Anderson's their best. Halak's getting a bit older now. So Anderson's pretty good, but I still can't consider him in like a top 10 in the NHL, right? So it's a bit of an odd team. But the guys that I think like that could be on the team is Marian Gaborik. He hasn't had a good season, but I'm kind of still surprised he wasn't named to the team, right?
yeah, that was my number one when we were coming up with who should play and who shouldn't play, and where's Marian Gabrick? He should be on this
Yeah,
roster.
and obviously he could be.
Yeah,
And the other two I liked, of course, I like Grabovski. He's great, and he could still be a good two-way player as well. And Nikolai Ehlers, he's a guy that even next year he's going to be even better. So he could be on the team.
so with these 16 guys, who would you put Ehlers in for or Gabrick in for? Who would you take off that 16 list?
It's tough. You know what? I'm not a huge fan of Yannick Hansen as much. He's a guy that would fit maybe on a third and fourth line in the NHL, like on this per se in this tournament, but maybe him out of
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah, he's the one that's the shining star that doesn't fit into this roster. You got like Mikhail Bodker, Leon Draisaitl, Marian Hossa, Yannick Hansen. What? Anze
Yeah,
Kopitar. Also,
yeah,
I think Franz Nielsen is a little interesting too.
yeah. He is a bit, And again, I would have picked Gabrick over these two guys easily.
Definitely, yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next team. All right. Let's go to Sweden. Paul, we all know who we think you would pick on this team, right? That isn't on this team. What's his name?
Um, John
Yeah.
Klingberg.
Okay, I thought you were going to go with your Penguin, but yes, Klingberg is one of them.
You thought Hornqvist? No, I don't.
Yeah,
I don't think Hornqvist. No, not over any of these guys. I think he will end up being on the roster, but
yeah,
they got a solid forwards. and solid defense. They have a solid team.
They do have a solid team. And I think, in my opinion, among Swedish players in the whole NHL, I think they're the best among defensemen with defense,
Oh
right?
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
They're so underrated. There's so many other defensemen that could be playing on this team. They are making Nick Lidstrom proud in the NHL with these guys. They're just terrific. Guys that aren't even on there, like way down on the list is like, and I think there would be other guys you would still name above him, is Jonas Brodin, very underrated defenseman, eating up minutes for the Minnesota Wild. I could even put him on this team, and he'd be still a little bit lower.
yeah. John Klingberg,
Yeah,
where's he?
there you go. So,
I think that you can see that they have young guys like Carlson, Ekman Larson, Hedman. They're all in that age range of growing up watching Nicholas Lidstrom play hockey.
yeah,
And I think that's 100% Nick Lidstrom's doing.
yeah,
These kids watched Lidstrom in the NHL and wanted to be Nicholas Lidstrom, and now they're doing it. They're playing in the NHL just like their hero. Like he is. He's a defensive hero, not only for Swedish, but for all European, even Canadian guys look up to Lidstrom. So that
yeah. He is like I say, he's the Roger Federer of hockey. He makes hockey look so easy,
oh yeah,
Nicholas Lidstrom. And these guys, like Carlson, like Klingberg, like Ekman Larson, the list goes on. Ekholm's not on this list. Lindholm's not on this list. There's other guys down there. Even Adam Larson, Toby Enstrom. They're following suit in making hockey look smooth and effortless.
yeah.
So they're very good in defense, and these guys are among the best, and they've done a good job of picking them. But again, yeah, they could have picked Klinberg and other guys. You can't go wrong almost with the team that they can build, and especially on the back end.
There's an interesting argument I've seen on Twitter last little bit since it's been named. Who's their third goalie going to be?
You know what? When I was looking at this, I was totally almost oblivious of the goalies, just because all the main best goalies were named, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
So
but
the two
a
names
third goalie, yeah, go ahead.
the two names I saw, if you're having troubles coming up with two,
Yeah, no, it's okay. Go ahead.
Jonas Enroth from the Kings and Robin Lehner from the Sabres.
Leonard could be good, but he just, you know what? I like Robin Leonard. I don't know. Maybe he's got to take the next step. It's hard to say because this year he was injured, right? Most of the year.
Yeah.
So it's tough to say. He could be good. Locke hasn't taken that next step, and Nilsson hasn't either.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
They're not going to play. Henrik Lundqvist is playing.
Oh yes,
That's a given.
that's why I never looked.
Yeah, and Jacob Markstrom as the backup is a solid backup. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's Sweden. They have a good team, and they have a great backend. And Lundqvist is the king of that whole defense.
yeah. So where are we going to next, Peter?
All right, let's go with the Czech Republic. Mrazek. Are you gonna, Paul? Would you name Mrazek in a top 5 or at least top 10 goalie now in the NHL?
I wouldn't say just now overall. This year, yeah, he's playing top 10, top 5. He's putting his name in the conversation for the Vezina, but I wouldn't, if you were naming the top 10, he wouldn't be in my top 10. Like if you said,
Yeah.
Paul, name the top 10 goalies, just straight up, I don't think I'd get to Peter Mrazek till maybe 12, 13.
Yeah, but I still think, same as you, top 10. I might not name him there, but specifically for this season, I might name him almost in that top 5.
Yeah.
Is he? Is there anybody else remotely close to him for the Czech Republic for him to take the mantle of their next Dominik Hasek? I guess there's nobody
really.
close to him.
Like Pavlik, but he's really fallen off and
Yeah,
has always been injured. And Michael Neuwirth, I don't think he's. I think they're riding Peter Mrazek for this tournament big time.
and I still and you know what? I have a lot of faith in him that he could take their country and even like the Red Wings to the next level.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But where they're really lacking is defense. I think they look like they have the worst defense in with all of the teams in the tournament here. Their best defenseman is really, like I said, Schuster.
Yeah.
Gudis is pretty good. Roman Polak's pretty good, but they're defensive defensemen, big guys. They're not two-way players. It's they're just a big hole in defense on the blue line for these guys.
Yeah, and Gudis plays a really tough game, but he takes a ton of penalties, and penalties are not good in these tournaments.
Yeah,
Like, as you don't want a tough guy taking penalty minutes. Like, as soon as a power play happens, these teams are so loaded that they're likely going to score on every other power play.
yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, their defensemen are going to be in rough.
They added Michael Kempney, and I was surprised at this. I thought this was a World Cup tournament hosted and set up by the NHL. So I'm kind of surprised they got a guy from the KHL to be in the Czech Republic, Michael Kempney. And he's done a pretty good job in his career so far. He's really good plus minus. He was good in the Czech Republic. He's made a transition to the KHL this year, and he's still putting up good defensive numbers. So maybe that's a good move for the Czech Republic, and maybe even getting one or two more Czech guys from the KHL might make it better for this team.
Yeah. Do you think the NHL had a lot of push to have NHL guys named to these rosters? Like they.
I think so. I thought first in my mind that they were just going to go straight with all NHL players,
Yeah.
and that's why there is a Team Europe kind of thing. So,
I really noticed it
all
in
right,
the
yeah,
one. We'll get to it, but Team Russia, there weren't any KHL guys, and that's where I was like, NHL definitely had a say on who to invite to this tournament.
yeah. We'll talk about that in a bit, but let's finish with the Czech forwards. They look pretty good. They have a good team. They even got Sabatka, ex-Blue, that's currently in the KHL on the team, and he's a good two-way player. So they look pretty good up front. They're maybe not the best, but they're pretty good. But why don't they have Yager on this team?
I think after the Olympics, he said he was retiring from team country hockey, like the IIHF hockey.
Do you think he even thought about there being a World Cup of hockey at that point?
That's true. He would have had to wait till 2018. So yeah, maybe makes a comeback. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'm really shocked that Yager wasn't named. But maybe they did contact him and said he didn't want to do it. It's still surprising in my opinion. And the other one is maybe Yuri Hudler. I still think Yuri Hudler is a great player, and I was slightly surprised even that other guys were picked ahead of maybe him.
Or Alice Hemsky.
Yeah, Hemsky's pretty good. But yeah, I still would have picked Hudler above even Hemsky.
Yeah, I would have left Sabatka off. Just
yeah,
he's the easy target in this forward group.
hmm Yeah, there's a few other guys. I don't know. I'm not too sure, but I probably would have picked Hudler over even Frolik and maybe even Hansel.
Yeah.
So, all right, moving on. Next team. Let's go to Team Finland. Would you say Rask and Rene are the best goaltending tandem in this tournament?
Yeah. Is Price hurt? Or is he
that's a big
back?
question.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's the only reason why they're pushing Price to come back, and he wants to come back because he wants to be ready and show that he's ready to play. And we should talk about that more when Team Canada. But yeah, I think that's why he's pushing to get back. But in my opinion, yeah, maybe Canada has the best tandem. Maybe it's Finland. Rask and Rene, they're really great. They're still, in my opinion, two of the top 10 goalies in the NHL. So
I think you could say best duo.
yeah,
Once you add a trio, I think they fall off.
mm-hmm.
You could Niemi or Lettinen maybe.
Yeah,
But I think they fall off much quicker than Canada falls off, or even the U.S. fall off.
oh yeah,
So
for sure. And then we go to the blue line. How old are these guys?
yeah,
They're
young.
all 21 years old, except for the veteran, the ageless one, Sammy Vatanen? What?
Yeah, but
But they're all good, Paul. They're
they
all
are
great.
they are all good. They all kind of play the same kind of Finnish hockey.
Yes, silent,
Yeah,
very silent,
like when
smooth defensemen, and they just read the play really well.
yeah, and I can't wait for Ristolainen to play for Team Finland because he was left off the World Championship roster last year when
Yeah.
they thought he should be on the team, and I think he was kind of taking that as a snub, but they finally got it right and they're putting him on this roster. So it'll be awesome to watch him play for his country.
hmm So I don't know. I like their defense. They're going to be very underrated, but from what I see here, they look really good. Maybe it might be a little tougher to fill it out on the back end with a sixth and seventh, maybe, but they're pretty good. All these guys are good young defensemen. They're all going to be top four. Maybe even Lindell in his NHL career.
Yeah.
But forwards, you know what? They're a little thin up front. I think. Uh, I love Komarov, but right now you got to say that Komarov is one of their best forwards, right?
Yeah.
Koivu's not having a great season.
Barkov's pretty solid.
Barkov is pretty good, but you know when Jokinen and Komarov are probably one of your best one and two players,
Yeah.
that's not saying much. With Jokinen being fairly older now, and Komarov not that type of player, right? He's just playing well. He's getting a lot of minutes in the Leafs, so he's putting a
Yeah.
puck in the net a lot. So, but again, there's Teravainen, and he doesn't get a lot of minutes, and if he did, he'd probably be putting a lot more numbers up.
What name sticks out on this roster? Lori Korpikoski. What's he doing on this roster?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's weird that he's there, and I'm a little surprised Donskoy made the team. He's made a nice jump though in the NHL,
Oh yeah,
so
he's
good
played
for him for
awesome.
making the team.
Yeah, he's played awesome at the Sharks. I really enjoy watching that kid when I watch the San
hmm
Jose Sharks play. So I'm
He's
excited.
kind of he's reminding me of like when Hurdle first came on for the Sharks, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a good team, but they're thin up front, and why not maybe put in Apollo Yarvi or Patrick Laine on this team?
I think they will. I don't think they wanted to put the pressure on these kids at this time,
hmm Yeah,
being the top 16. I think they will be on the roster when they name June 1st, but
yeah.
I think they just wanted to leave them off, let the kids play hockey, let them concentrate on their league playoffs coming up. So I think
Yeah.
they
But
left
yeah,
them off for a reason.
yeah, they should. And you know what? I think they should both be there.
Oh
They're
yeah,
both that good.
yeah,
All right, let's go to Team Russia. In the net, they look pretty good. Bobrovsky and Varlamov were great. Even Vasilevsky, he's the third. He probably won't play. But again, two pretty good goaltenders for them. Uh, who do you think is going to play more games, Paul?
I think Varlamov probably
Yeah.
will, just because Bobrovsky's been hurt. So
hmm
if Bobrovsky doesn't come back by the end of the year, Varlamov will definitely be the number one
The number one. Yeah.
because they're
You
just
can't
not.
go wrong either way.
Yeah, they're just not sure if Bobrovsky's healthy enough. So Vasilevsky could get into some games if they leave Bob off the list or out of the net because of injuries. So, but I think
hmm
it's Varlamov's net.
All right. Well, their D doesn't look that good in my opinion. Markov's fairly old now. Kulikov's pretty good. Orlov is coming out of nowhere, and he's a really good defenseman. If you're not watching Capitals hockey, he is flying. So he's great. But other than that, you know, they don't have that many good Russian defensemen anymore.
No, and they usually bring a lot of KHL guys that are like solid defensive defensemen that play really good, not flashy hockey like the rest of the Russians. So, are they
Yeah,
going to be able to bring more KHL guys? Like, is the NHL going to kibosh some of this? So
yeah, that's the big question.
they might
Are they
have.
going to?
They might have to. Like,
I think that they have to. I really think they have to. The other guys that could fill in on defense, you know, maybe Emelin. Uh, but you know what? I really like Medvedev though on the Flyers. He's a rookie for them. and I think he might fill in one of those one of those depth defenseman spots for them.
Yeah.
But let's go with their forwards. Everybody talks about him, one of the best scorers, the best Russian scorer maybe ever, right? It's got to be Yevgeny Kuznetsov.
Oh yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, well, he is the best Russian this year in the NHL. And you know what? Playing behind this, on the second offensive line in the Caps probably helps. But he gets to play with the other guys once in a while, so he's really good. And you know what? Still, Team Russia. I don't know how you can't say they are one of the best offensive countries in the world. They
Yeah.
are.
They got so much talent.
The question is, number one, will they be able to bring other KHL players in? And there's two good ones that I would easily put in there, and that's Radulov and my favorite guy, Fag, from Metallurg Magnitogorsk, is Sergei Mozyakin. He is great, and he's been good in the KHL for years. But the second question is always, is there a way to get these forwards to come together and play like a team? Can they play cooperative instead of like individuals almost every tournament? Can they?
Yeah, and having a leader like Pavel Datsuk, you would think he would be able to get to these kids and be like, "Listen, guys, like just play sound two-way team hockey. Stop trying to do it yourself. We have enough talent in this dressing room. Like, I can't figure out why he can't get to these kids. Like, how he
And
can't be.
the cool thing is if you look at this lineup, a lot of these guys are good two-way players now. Have you watched when Panarin plays with Kane? He back checks almost all the time.
Yeah,
He's good there, and Neesmith plays with them, so they're going to gel. They should be able to gel together because they play together. Tarasenko does the same because he's playing in the blue system. They're bringing in Kuhlman because that's the way he plays the game, hard and defensive forward way. Ovechkin's playing obviously back checking a lot better than he has when he was younger. So the problem shouldn't be there. They should be able to play a better all-around game.
I just every time they get down in games, Team Russia they just crumble.
Yeah.
And I don't understand because like Kuznetsov was part of the huge comeback against Team Canada in the World Juniors.
Mm.
Like these guys have come back in these kind of games before, but when it comes to like Olympics or World Championships, they crumble when they get down. I don't understand it. One guy I don't get how he's on this roster is Vladislav Nemesnikov.
Yeah,
Having a
that's
pretty
true.
good year, but and that's why I think the NHL has so much say because how do you not put Radulov or Mozyakin or
Yeah.
even Ilya Kovalchuk
Yeah.
like over like Nemesnikov over those guys? I really think the NHL has a big say in this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what happens, but you know what? I would rather see those two guys in there, Radulov and Mozyakin. They should be playing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. All right, let's go over the water to North America, and let's talk about the kids. Paul, have you seen this jersey?
I haven't seen the jersey, I've seen the logo.
Okay. I don't know what. It almost looks like a pirate logo, and even the jersey. It looks pretty badass, in my opinion. It looks almost like a skull and crossbones. It looks like bones made to show North America. I kind of like it. I think out of all the countries, I actually wouldn't mind buying one of these.
Yeah, who would you put on the back?
Out of all of them, it's tough to say because they got a lot of good young kids. But I would got to go with either. It's tough because I'd rather buy a McDavid Oilers jersey, but for this, I'd rather go with an Aaron Ekblad North American jersey.
Yeah, you are a big Ekblad fan, that's true.
He's so good, so underrated. But this team is really good. I feel bad for Team USA because I would have picked Larkin Eichel over most of these guys on their team. I'm
Even
even surprised. And the name that I would have put on this team too would have been Galchenyuk. I think Galchenyuk should be on this team, and he's another guy that I would put on Team USA over some of the guys that they actually picked.
yeah, and what about Johnny Hockey? Like
Oh yeah,
like the
he's
Seth
he's amazing.
Jones, like the U.S. young guys might be the best U.S. guys, or up
Yeah,
there
exactly.
with the best U.S.
Yeah,
guys. Like,
yeah. I didn't even say Goudreau. So
yeah,
that's how good these future American players are, and this bodes well for them in the Olympics and later on for their country, which is great. But yeah, their best players, in my opinion, a lot of them are on the young kids team. So we'll talk more about him. But there's Matthew Murray. We're going to talk about him when we team ISO Pittsburgh Penguins in a bit. He's good, but you know what? Who do you think? It's going to be Job Gibson's net?
uh, depending on how the season ends with Anaheim, if Anderson takes that net in the playoffs, I think they might give it to Hellebuck. Hellebuck
Yeah.
is so good. He's playing unbelievable in the AHL right now since being sent down. He's not
Mm.
lost a step or lost his mindset is still just win games. I think he had a shutout on Thursday night that I saw. And yeah, I think it might be Hellebuck. I really do.
Yeah. I would go 50-50, I guess, and then see which one's better out of the first few games, maybe in the tournament then, with Gibson and Hollybuck.
Yeah.
But yeah, this team looks good. Morgan Riley, Jones, Murray, and Neckblad on defense, they all look good. And then the forwards all look great too. But yeah, Galchenyuk, I think, should maybe be in there. Maybe even ahead of maybe a JT Miller. Um, but the team looks good. And you can see the difference between how good Team Canada is than, per se, Team USA. Because out of all the Canadians on this team, who would you put on Team Canada?
McDavid. That,
Maybe just McDavid, and that is it.
and maybe Ekblad. Maybe Ekblad.
That'd be tough, yeah. There'd be other guys that I would like to name on Team Canada, but Ekblad would be tough for me because I like him a lot. But yeah, he could be on the team.
So you said you would put Galchenyuk on this team. There's a bigger name that should probably be on this team.
Who is it, Paul?
Ryan Nugent Hopkins.
The Nuge.
He should be on this roster.
Um, Over who? Is it JT Miller and maybe McKinnon?
Definitely JT Miller.
Yeah.
Maybe not McKinnon. Definitely Couturier.
hmm I think Couturier is that guy that they want to pick as their third, maybe fourth line center. That good defensive-minded young guy. Center.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Or Ryan Strome. Where's Ryan Strome?
No, Stromer.
Like
Huh?
he could be over JT Miller, I think.
Yeah. We'll see, but yeah, the future looks good.
Yeah,
All right,
definitely.
let's go to Team USA. Paul, am I right to say Team USA is whack?
Yeah, I don't know what their plan was, what their plan is. I don't know. I
I
do.
don't know. Okay, with goaltending, it's fine. Obviously, you got to go with Jonathan Quick. He's got to be the number one guy, and Bishop and Corey Schneider are both great as well.
They might have one of the best trios with those three. If you put
Yeah,
three against three, I think they're right up there.
yeah. These three are all top 10 probably in the NHL now, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. On defense, so underrated and so solid. I would go with Ryan Suter. He's great all around, and still, in my opinion, a very underrated defenseman.
Yeah, and he's going to log a ton of minutes.
Yeah, he'll be solid for them. Same thing as McDonough, and then they are going to get a lot of offense and physicality from Dustin Byfuglien. So it's pretty good, but you know what? There's still some guys you could have picked on this team. Um, I don't know. Even on defense, they could have picked even Yandel's pretty good. But the other thing is, God is be here is probably going to be on the younger team.
Yeah, how do we not name him on the defensive? North American team. Man.
Yeah. Well, I told you I didn't really look at the kids as much because I already thought, oh, these kids look great. But yeah, gotta be her. Ghost Bear has got to be on that young kids team for Team USA technically.
Yeah.
And then the forwards, yeah, I don't know. Abdelkader on this team.
Yeah, that's the one that just is like I don't even know why.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah,
I like why? Net front presence? No, you got Kessler for that. Like they no, he should not be. He shouldn't even be on the team of 23 or 25 that they name. Like
yeah. You'd even probably pick a guy like Dubinsky over him.
yeah, like why Abdelkader? What has he done except for cost Detroit a ton of money with his huge contract? Uh, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, even same thing. Like it's been a tough year for Stepan, but he's another guy that I wouldn't have picked on this list above, well, half of those junior North American kids, but also maybe even a Bobby Ryan or a Phil Kessel.
Yeah,
Why aren't these guys like even Kyle Okposo? I think Kyle Okposo is so underrated. He's playing mostly with Tavares, and I think that's why he's getting shadowed, and people think, oh, he's got all of his points because of Tavares. No, he's a really good player. He's got a great wrist shot. Ryan and Kessel, tremendous offensive talents. In my opinion, they should any of those three should be on this team,
yeah.
especially any of those three above an Abdelkader or even a Stepan.
You could probably name 30 U.S. guys that should be above Abdelkader. Can you tell I
Yeah.
don't like Abdelkader? Like I just
Yeah, you really don't like him.
no,
I'm not a fan of his either, but I see his talent and skills on the ice, and I'm thinking they really want his energy and his grit on that third or fourth line. So that's why he's picked on the team as well. They're favorites with Parise's had a bad year and so on and so forth. Even Patches hasn't been that great, but they're going to go with them. They're the classic American guys that have been there before, and they're good leaders, especially Parise.
yeah, I think Pavelski's going to take the captaincy here.
Oh yeah, he is really good.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's fantastic.
All right, let's go to Team Canada, and Parise plays with another guy, and his name is Joe Thornton.
You mean
Is he just not a favorite that? Sorry,
You
go
mean
ahead.
Pavelski plays with Thornton?
Sorry,
You said
yeah, that's what I was
Parise.
talking.
Oh boy.
Sorry, I meant Pavelski. Yes, he plays with Joe Thornton a lot, and is he just not a favorite that would people when they think Team Canada, we're not going to pick Joe Thornton? Like I know he's been there before, but not again. He's always up there in points, though. He is, in my opinion, he's probably the best passing offensive player in the NHL.
Yeah.
So
I
why
I
not?
I have a feeling they contacted him and he was like, I want to take a summer off. Like give me
maybe.
my time off.
But he didn't even play last time kind of thing either. So, all right, well, this team is great. Yeah, in net we got Crawford, Holtby, Price. They're all great. They're all studs. Crawford might be considered the best Hawks goalie of all time. Is that even possible, Paul?
Oh, he's so underrated. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable. I
Is he better
I would
than
put
the
him I would
greats?
put him up there, yeah.
Esposito? Maybe even Belfour when he started and stuff. Wow. He is that good. By the end of his career, in my opinion, he'll have all the stats to show for it.
Yeah, and
So,
I hate the argument back that's well they got such a good team. Yeah, but they still get shots against like every
yeah,
other team. Like yeah, he's got a good team,
exactly.
but you still got to stop the puck.
Yeah. They've got a dynasty, and Crawford is the backbone of that dynasty.
Yeah.
Oh, well, anyways, they're all great, and in my opinion, they can't go wrong with either one in that. You hope Carey Price is healthy enough to be that number one, but hey, even Holtby's amazing. He has a chance to maybe win. Should be nominated probably for the Vezina, and he could win it.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the favorites.
So is he the best goalie in the NHL over the last 2 years? He is.
Yeah, because Price can't be named this year. Like
Yeah,
I don't think it's a long enough. Like he had a fantastic year last year, but I think getting hurt this year has lowered his stock a bit, and
yeah,
Holtby's just climbed and kept climbing.
even more.
Yeah.
All right, these goalies are great. Let's move on to the great defense as well. They're all good. You know what? And even the underrated Mark-Edward Vlasic Pickles is solid as well. He's so underrated with San Jose's back end, but he eats up minutes and he's great. He's so smooth. I liked watching him in the Olympics. You know that? He was so smooth and he made everything look easy, and he still plays a little physical, a little bit offensively still, but he's a great defenseman as well, next to even guys like Doughty and Keith.
Yeah, but how do you leave Brent Burns
That's what I'm saying.
off the list?
Everybody's talking about PK Subban, this and that. Brent Burns? You know what? Maybe, you know what? In my opinion, they should name him later on, and why not? Vlasic is there, so they already have a tandem there. The two guys that I would name, in my opinion, should be Burns and then Seabrook.
Wow.
Burns plays with Vlasic, and Keith plays with Seabrook. What do you think?
I I this is being biased, and
Yeah,
what I would really want to see is Chris Letang. Like
Chris, let's say, yeah.
he's he's more underrated than people think. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of his injury problems get put onto his name more than it probably should.
Yeah.
He's a great player. He really is. He's like an Eric Carlson that doesn't have to run the whole team every single
Mm-hmm.
night.
And that's the reason behind PK Subban maybe not getting a lot of ice time in the Olympics, not being picked here, and same thing as Letang, is they're more offensive minded. And because they're offensive minded, they carry the puck a lot. And because they carry the puck a lot and they're offensive minded, they put themselves in many situations where other guys, like a Vlasic, does not. And it creates more turnovers. So that one or two more costly maybe turnovers, Vlasic would never do,
That is
whereas
true.
those guys would.
That is true. And like they don't need the all-star defenseman to make the flashy moves. They just need a guy that can carry the puck out or pass the puck out. And
Yeah.
they're the top D. There's a lot of guys that can pass the puck out of the zone. Like
Yeah.
so, yeah. Vlasic can easily do that. He makes it look very simple. So
Yeah. Well,
it's a hard.
you can't go wrong though.
It's a good problem to have this
Exactly.
many defensemen to choose from.
Yeah. And then you go to the forwards again, great forwards. But who would you put on the top line? Is it automatically Ben and Sagan now, or are you gonna mishmash with Crosby and other guys?
Yeah, I think you go line 1A and line 1B. Jamie
Mm-hmm.
Benn, Seguin, and another guy, and then Crosby, Bergeron, and another guy would be my
Well,
lines.
in my opinion, I put automatically you'd put Bergeron maybe on the third line as a more of a checking center. Um, but should Brad Marchand be on this team?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Who is the best scoring Canadian player in the NHL this year, Paul?
I don't know.
It's
Bergeron?
Brad Marchand.
Really?
It's Brad Marchand.
Wow.
He's the best. He has the most amount of goals in the NHL this year. He deservedly should be maybe on this team. Okay, so when you build a team, and the Canadian management and for Team Canada, they do a great job of putting guys together, pairings together, a Keith and a Seabrook together, a Ben and a Sagan together. Crosby, last time, who did he have, Paul?
Kunitz.
That's right.
He's not going to be
Kunitz
there
was
this year.
Kunitz was brought on the team because he plays well with Crosby. Maybe he shouldn't have been on the team. Do you think he should have been in the Olympics, Kunitz, last time?
Yeah, at the time, yes.
In my opinion, I still didn't think he deserved it. But this time, again, there's a Perry and Getzlaff, and I still think Perry and Getzlaff should still be named to this team. They're, you know what? They're tandem. They've done so much for Canada before. Why not again? But why not the tandem of Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand?
Yeah, And you just named a guy that I think is the biggest snub of all, Corey Perry.
Yeah,
How did he not get named? But
yeah.
who would you take off the list and name him? Like maybe
The
Jeff
only
Carter.
one, in my opinion, is maybe Jeff Carter,
Yeah, that's what I
and
think. Yeah,
it's because he's had a bad season, but he scored so many big goals, even for Team Canada.
yeah, and
So,
he's versatile. He can play center. He can play left wing. He can play right wing. Like
yep.
you want a guy on these kind of rosters that can do that.
And a guy that can finish, and Carter oftenly finishes and puts the puck in the net.
Yeah,
So, yeah, Perry and Getzlaff is a tandem I think I should see on the team, and I would like to see Marchand and Bergeron together on like the third line, and they'd be great together, and they fit well. And then you put where you need to put the guys like Tavares and Taze to fill in on the other wing spots with these tandems. Yeah, well, there you go. Is there any other than Perry? Is there anybody else you would have maybe named?
Claude Giroux, Matt Duchene.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Team. There's so many good players
Oh yeah, we can
that
make two
play that
teams.
come from. Yeah, just too many good players. All right, we
Peter,
pretty much
I got a question for you, Peter. Have you looked at the
go ahead.
time? Have you looked at how long our episode is so far?
Yeah, we're just past 50 minutes.
We got to get rolling. Let's go. Let's fly
All
through
right,
this. Let's do
that
this.
is our World Cup rosters. Let's get into the fantasy picks. Up and down, Paul. What do you got for us?
All right, I'm going with a guy that joined a new team from the deadline. Jamie McGinn. He's an up, 8% owned. Since joining the Ducks, he's played 3 games, 2 goals, 1 assist for 3 points. He, I think, has taken the David Perron spot and is now the
Yeah.
hottest Duck not named Corey Perry or Ryan Getzlaff. He's playing really well, so he's definitely out there and available. So, yeah, if you can, Jamie McGinn, just for the time being. I'm not saying for the rest of the year. I'm not saying going into playoffs, but you want that roster spot that you can just keep rotating in the next hottest guy. And I think Jamie McGinn's the guy right now.
Yeah.
Jason Pominville, another guy.
Pominville.
So before Torchetti, from October to February 14th,
Yeah.
Pominville has 55 games played, 6 goals, 15 assists for 21 points. Since
Wow.
Torchetti took over in February 14th, he's played 10 games, 5 goals, 7 assists for 12 points.
I noticed that. Yeah, he's been on fire.
Yeah, he's playing so much better with Torchetti. So he's only 31% owned, so definitely go get him. In the past 2 weeks, he's ranked in 9th in Yahoo at only
Perfect.
31% owned, so go get him. A quick goalie, Calvin Pickard, has been playing unbelievable, while Varlamov has been playing not unbelievable. So Pickard in the last 4 games played, he's got 3 wins, 931 save percent. He's only 7% owned, so if you're looking
Wow.
for goalie starts, Pickard's a good guy to pick up.
All right. Do you have a fantasy tip for the playoffs coming in for people, Paul?
Yeah, look for Week 22, Week 23 schedules. They're
Let's.
it's so helpful to know what your guys are going to go into, especially your goalies, and how many games they're going to play, and how likely they're going to play. So I looked ahead for everybody because I know nobody's going to go do it because everybody's lazy. So I did it for everybody. Week 22. Montreal plays 2 pairs of back-to-backs in Week 22, which is usually everyone's Week 1 playoffs.
Yeah.
So they play Tuesday, Wednesday back-to-back, and Saturday, Sunday back-to-back. So maybe you can get your hands on Condon or Scrivens. Those opponents in order. So Tuesday night they play Florida. Wednesday night they play Buffalo. So if you can get Scrivens or Condon playing Buffalo, great pickup. Ottawa, Calgary for the Saturday, Sunday. If you can get Condon or Scrivens to play either of those 2 games, that's a great start for a guy you got off the waiver. So beware of those guys. Maybe pick them up early, like in week 20, week 21. You might not play them. Yeah, you might not play them right away, but knowing that you're going to get probably 2 starts in week 22 out of a guy off the waiver wire, that's a great move.
So, Paul, you have these schedules, don't you, on maybe your website?
Yeah, pensonpaper.ca. Click on the matchups. You can scroll ahead. They're all in the top every week. The whatever week it is right now is the one that pops up. You can go ahead to the 22, 23. You can see all the matchups. It's a great graph. Shows how many games down the left. Every whatever live week it is, the goals against average or the goals against per game are up there. The goals for per game are up there. You can see where the back to
Perfect.
backs up are. So yeah, pensonpaper.ca.
And
Great.
we're going to post the website on Jablam Hockey's Facebook page, so you can go there and check it out as well.
Yeah, it's a
All
great tool.
right. Yeah. All right. Let's go with a few injuries, Paul. There's some major ones, right?
Yeah, Henrik Lundqvist left the game against the Penguins on Thursday night. Not really sure what his status is. He's day to day, so that's kind of scary for a lot of fantasy owners trying to push for the playoffs.
Yeah.
I've got him in two of my leagues, and I'm rushing to the waiver wire. One, I got Picard. The other one, there's nobody out there, so I'm just kind of stuck, hoping he's healthy. Corey Schneider just left the game Friday night. Looked real bad. He tried to do like a split save, and his leg got pushed back off the post, and it did not look good. He was hobbling off the ice.
We'll
Not
see what happens with him, but maybe they just got to shut him down then.
Yeah, that's scary for the Devils because they kind of were pushing, and now I think that if Schneider's done, their season's done. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Kincaid can keep it up, and I wouldn't go get Kincaid on in fantasy at
Yeah.
all.
Even if he gets a lot of games. Yeah.
Yeah, Klingberg left Friday night's game. There's a lot of guys getting hurt. The injury bug is out, and it's not good for a lot of teams.
Yeah. Watch out that for your fantasy teams as well. I know I didn't even notice that some other guys are on my roster are injured now, especially because I was on vacation. But now you got to make quick, short moves because guys are getting injured
Yeah,
randomly.
and they're not throwing them on IR. Like at this time of the year, they
Yeah.
don't
Exactly.
want to waste their IR. Rick Nash finally has a timeline. Finally. They're saying 7
Yeah.
to
And
14
what is
days
it?
away. 7 to 14 days.
That's still a bit away.
I know. That's
2 weeks.
That's 2 weeks. That if you got him on a fantasy roster, oh man, I feel bad for you. You've just been holding on
Yeah.
to him. He's not on IR. He's not doing anything. It's just
Cool.
wasting a
Yeah.
spot.
Anything else?
Patrick Sharp will miss 5 to 7 days, so he'll be back soon.
Yeah.
No
Couple
worries there.
games.
And Nikolai Ehlers, did you see this? His eye injury Thursday night?
Yes, I did. That was pretty ugly. It's weird because he was wearing a visor, but looks like the puck might have deflected and went right underneath and got him right in there. That looked nasty.
Yeah, and he's sidelined indefinitely right now. They've given it
Yeah.
24 hours to get an update, but he's got blood in his eye or something, in his eye socket. It's not good. It might be a little scary.
Yeah. So hopefully, cross your fingers, everybody. Ehlers is fine,
Yeah.
and maybe they just got to rest him for the rest of the season. Hopefully, they, maybe a surgery or two, but fixes the eye and he can see properly.
Yeah.
So, all right. Let's do Saturday's picks, folks. We don't have time to team ISO the Penguins. I might have said that
Aww.
before. Sorry, Paul. We will team ISO them. We might even do a double team ISO next week. But for sure, we're going to team ISO the Pittsburgh Penguins next episode. All right, let's go with the picks. The first game for Saturday is Minnesota at Buffalo. Who do you have, Paul?
I'm going with the Wild.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am going with the Wild as well. They are fighting for the playoff spot. All right, next, Nashville at Colorado.
This might be the one of the games I watch. There's a few games I want to watch on Saturday.
There's a
night.
few games, Paul, that
Yeah.
we're going to want to watch
Yeah.
on Saturday. Yeah.
This is one of them.
Yep.
And I think Colorado. I think they're playing real well. I think Picard's going to get the start, and he's playing unbelievable. He had a 36 save win against the Panthers the other night, so I'm going with Colorado.
It's a tough one. Colorado's playing pretty good lately, but Nashville is 7-0-3 in the last 10 games. I just got to go with that, and I'm going to go with Nashville.
Oh, Philip Forsberg's unbelievable.
Double hat trick while I was away. I missed it all. Paul, I missed all the hat tricks. It bothered me. All right, let's go. Calgary at Pittsburgh. I'm going with the Pens. The Pens are playing pretty well.
I'm going with the Penguins as well, just because
Yeah.
I feel bad we left them off the team ISO this week. So, Penguins.
We'll talk about them more next episode. All right. Anaheim at LA Kings. This is going to be a barn burner.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Oh, it's going to be good. So who'd you go with?
The Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went with the Ducks. The Ducks are also on fire, and the Kings are trying to keep up with them. This is going to be a great game, and we went split on this one.
Yeah, just like in our winning division bet. I got the Kings, you got the Ducks. Nice.
And that's where we're going with here, too.
All right.
All right, there we go. All right, let's see a Canadian game here. The Habs are at Winnipeg. Who do you have for that one, Paul?
I got the Jets.
Yep, I got the Jets here. It's it's not going to be the most exciting game.
No.
But Winnipeg, good for them, and hopefully they can win this one. All right, same thing. Ottawa is at Toronto. Who do you have?
Ottawa. I will not pick Toronto the rest of the year.
That's why I am going with Toronto. They're going to have to win one of these games. And you know what, Paul? These kids, I didn't even get to talk about it. I want to talk about more. These kids are playing good. They're in every game. They played against a hot Tampa Bay team. Barely lost 2-1. They almost tied the game against Tampa Bay, who's won 8 straight games. The Capitals, the hottest team in the NHL, they're breaking records. Capitals records, and they barely lost 3-2. They're going to win this one, I think. These kids are good, and they're going to win it. And even watch out, people are watching about Nylander and Kapanen, but Shashinkov is hardworking, and he had a beauty goal the other game.
Yeah, I actually wrote about it on my Thursday prospect ramblings. So I guess you didn't read it, Peter. Thanks for that.
Hey, I've been busy. All right, Carolina at Tampa Bay. Who do you have, Paul?
I got the Lightning. They're playing unbelievable hockey right now, and Hurricanes are falling apart without their captain. So
yeah, well, 8 straight wins. You would expect them to keep it going. I did the same. Going with the Lightning. All right, this is going to be a good one. Washington at Boston. Didn't Boston beat them last week?
Yeah, they did. Yep.
So it's going to be good. It's going to be a good game. Washington still wants to win. Boston's fighting for a better spot in the playoffs. So I went with Washington. What did you do, Paul?
I went with you as well, Washington.
Yeah. So we're still expecting they're really going to break a lot of records. With their standing, from what I believe, not that many teams have done as well as they have, finishing with that high up, and many like the top 6. I think they're on pace for one of the best seasons in the NHL ever. And out of the top 6 teams that have done that in rankings, half of them have won the cup. So
that's a crazy stat.
It's pretty crazy. The Red Wings in 95-96 did not, and they were that good. But, oh well. Anyways, let's go. Columbus Blue Jackets at Philadelphia. I went with the Flyers.
Oh, I wrote the Flyers down. I just scratched it out and went with the Blue Jackets. For some reason, I have an inkling. The Blue Jackets, they played really well against the Oilers the other night.
They are playing really, really good hockey lately.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Blue Jackets.
So I was a question mark about this one too, but I'm going to go with the Flyers at home. All right. The Florida Panthers at Arizona. Is there a way you cannot pick the Panthers?
Well, they lost to Colorado the other night.
Yeah, but Colorado's right there fighting for that spot. They're fighting for their playoff lives. Arizona looks like they're fighting to go down there. What is it? Haven't they had like 7 losses in a row or something? They're falling apart.
Yeah, and no Domi. That one game.
1 game suspension.
Suspension.
Fighting in the last 5 minutes. That's what happens. Automatic. That's why I didn't talk about it. But yeah, you went with Florida as well, Paul?
Yeah, I went with Florida, yeah.
Yeah, and the last one, too. The Canucks are in San Jose. I'm going with the Sharks.
Yeah, same here, Sharks.
All right, those are our picks. They're going to be on our Facebook group, but they're also going to be on jablamhockey.com. Our Saturday's picks are all going to be on there as well. All right, folks, that's it for this episode. It was a long one. I hope you liked it. We had the World Cup rosters. It was great. And again, watch for the next episode where we team ISO the Pittsburgh Penguins. And again, we're going to give you the prospect of the week. See you then.